Hello YouTube and welcome to another episode of the Tale of the Dragon Trip. This is part 2. I managed to get this one a little shorter, 41 minutes and 23 seconds. So let's slog through this, yeah. Why am I making this video? I don't know. Why are you listening to this video? I don't know. But I'm going to try to at least explain what's going on and keep you in the loop. So here we got some pictures being taken while we're getting ready. Now we're getting a move on. And right off the bat, the day starts with a little mishap. I should, at this point, be taking a right, going down to Bluefield, or whatever that is. But instead, I'll make a left. That's what the GPS says, and I wasn't paying close enough attention to the fact that my route had been messed up. So we ended up making this left here and going north, I guess, when we want to go south, or east when we want to go west, something like that. So you can see me kind of frantically looking on the GPS there going, wait, what the heck? So I pull ahead into this rest stop up here. Which you can see is under construction for some reason. Lots of sand everywhere. We finally stop and I adjust everything and we go to pull out. Everyone's very confused because we don't have comms. Only me and the XR are linked together. So everyone else is kind of like, wait, what's going on? So I'm sitting there waiting for everybody to come on before I go. What it looks like in Princeton. It's not a bad little city. At least looks-wise, it looks more modern and well upkept than some of the other cities we had seen throughout the day.
Yeah, whatever.
Now we're getting moving. About 15-16 minutes later, we cross 460 back in the right direction. So I mean, that added like 15 minutes to our trip for sure, going the wrong way. Good job, Justin. You can see almost right away, it's a nice raindrop right in the middle of the lens. That always makes the day better. Then we move ahead, and after a little while we got into the back of a cop here. So we had to slow down and follow him, although he goes pretty quick for a cop. Going over the speed limit and stuff. You can see the sky looks very ominous. And eventually, you know, there he goes. He peels away, puts his lights on, turns off, goes back the other direction. So my buddy's like always, anytime someone wants to go faster than me, they're unhappy about that. I don't really understand, to be honest with you, what their deal is. I'm just trying to cruise, you know, and get there. I've got we all got luggage, and some of us are two up with people in the back, you know, and not that used to the bike, and yeah, it's whatever. But they have their fun and we catch back up. Continue down 460, a road I remember. Continue. This is just a nice little view that I thought I would share. driving, between the rock faces. Up on 70 in Maryland, you get this to a lot more of an extent, but this is always cool to drive through, even if it's like a small cliff edge. Of course, we got some more construction. I love showing that. And then here we go down off of 460, which is nice. It's like getting off the interstate at this point. Been on there for maybe 45 minutes, at that time. Now here we are at the back of the Dragon area. You can see the sign. Welcome to the back of the Dragon, the town of Tazewell. They advertise it like this, and I don't know how to feel about, this is the welcome center for the back of the Dragon, is what they call it. So we got ourselves some merchandise and said hi. Gonna head out. I'd given everyone a pep talk. This is the first real road and what we're gonna do and how we're gonna split up and stuff. And I'll show you how it goes.
I'm gonna try to go have some fun.
So now we're about to turn onto the back of the Dragon. 16 south, going from Tazewell to Marion, Virginia. Stuck behind some traffic, what are you gonna do? For some reason, when you go out to the Dragon, the back, you go a different way than you were expecting. You'd think the sign is pointing you in the right direction, but really the sign's pointing you in the wrong direction. The road itself, it starts out very gently, and I'm not going to show a ton of footage of it, but this is, I don't know, we'll see what happens. They all try to get away, but man, crossing the double yellow line, I feel like is not something you really should be doing. Doing it on a bike is one thing. It's still pretty dangerous, even in like a straight like that. It's, if a car was coming at the wrong time. Like, look at that. I mean, I don't know if I condone passing like that. So they, I think, felt the same way when, I think we went too crazy. So finally, this guy in this van turns off. The Corvette takes off, I decided again not to pass. I don't really like what was going on. And eventually, this guy turns off. So at this point I'm moving on. The speed limit's 55. I figure, I'll go a bit above the speed limit. I've been on this road one time before in a car, and I kind of know what to expect. I'm not exactly out here trying to push my limits on the back of the Dragon. This is So it's some serious road. I can tell you that. So this is like the most beautiful part where all the kudzu is. Although kudzu's a terrible invasive species, it looks real cool. And then you got, you know, the small mountains in the background. That's always nice. But as you can see, I mean, there hasn't been a lot of real twisty action that I've shown because there hasn't really been any. This road's got like big, wide open sweepers here. So I don't, and I mean, how fast are you really trying to go on a road like this? Those aren't real turns until you're going real fast. So to count that as part of the back of the Dragon, I guess something to compare to the tail, is kind of disingenuous. Like, this isn't 32 whole miles of twisties. You know, the road's basically been straight up until this point right here. This is like the first real turn, which is a nice big oven sweeper. Surprise, surprise. And then here we go. I mean, you got an actual turn that if you were going 80 miles an hour, you might not have the best day on. You know, without a nice braking. So let me continue on, and I posted a video that shows this whole run. If you're interested, you can watch that. But instead, we're just going to go up the back. And I really feel bad. I mean, the YouTube video quality is terrible. These things, when I'm watching them and editing them, it's like everything looks so good and crisp and vibrant. And then I watch it on YouTube and I'm just like, ugh, what the heck? It's a real shame. Makes me want to find a different source for my videos. Now this kind of situation leads to a lot of washout where it goes from dark to bright, but even still, and the frame rate, I record at 24 FPS, which I know isn't a lot, but again, when I'm watching the videos and editing them on my computer, it looks good, but when I watch it on YouTube, it seems kind of like choppy and inconsistent, so that's like a real shame. Anyways, I'm talking over some mountain roads, and that's really what this is. The back of the Dragon is more like mountain roads than anything else. But yeah, I mean, it's probably 15 or 16 miles, I would say, easy of mountain roads compared to the 11 of the Dragon. And is it as tight and technical? Yeah, I'd say it is. The condition of the road isn't as good. The corners aren't like cambered like you get on the Dragon as well. So you do have to slow down a little more. There's some turns, like that turn was pretty well cambered, as you can see. And then let's take a look at this one, for instance. See, it's pretty much flat there on the outside, you know. I mean, you're way up too. Yeah, I mean, you know, further from emergency services perhaps than you would be on the tail. So that's something you have to take into account. And I mean, we continue, like I said, it continues like this for quite a while, so we're going to skip through. And this is where we get to, I guess, I don't know if this is the top, but the overlook here, the Hungry Mother State Park. So we get up there, take a rest, now we're moving again. And unfortunately things aren't as fun from this point on. For me at least, because I don't get to go the pace I want to go, but hey. Getting there safe, that's all that matters. We continue behind, you know, the FZ09. and the Corvette. It's good stuff for us, you know. I mean, maybe not thrilling video footage, yeah, but it's pretty solid riding, at least for my part, I think. I don't know. I think my body position still lacks a bit, which reduces my ground clearance and causes me to lean the bike more than I need to. But at the same time, that's kind of like a secondary skill when riding compared to your steering and throttle control, and especially, you know, your speed, your braking, and your choice of entry speeds and things like that, and how you set up for corners. And at this point, it's pretty much over. Get stuck behind traffic. I don't show that part in the video. There's just nothing you can do. That's probably one difference. This is kind of like in a city. Marion. See? Sports bike guys are like, geez, what took you so long?
That way.
So we all regroup, get some gas, and then head down here where we get immediately stopped by a train in Marion. I like turn my bike off and stand up. And, you know, it takes quite some time. Yeah, it even had like an engine in the middle because it was so long. Not that I know anything about trains, whether that's like as long as they get around here or if that was just like a smaller train. I have no idea. But it took a while. I can tell you that. Now we're getting up onto the interstate. We're going directly from the back of the Dragon to the Snake. Next named road. With photographers and stuff sometimes. So we slog down the highway, get off here. I guess that's Virginia 91. I don't know if this is the fastest way, but it's what my GPS is telling me to do, so I'm listening to it. Getting off the highway again onto these back roads. This is 91, I guess, and it's pretty chill. A lot of the same type of stuff we had seen yesterday. I think the pace is a little higher today, probably. Everyone seems a little more comfortable on the bikes. Less of a chance that we're gonna have like some incidents by going, you know, above the speed limit, perhaps. And I mean, that's something you do have to be into account of when you're going on a motorcycle trip. Anyone who's listening to this with aspirations of leading one, you know, when you're the leader of these groups, or you're a follower, you have to be aware of everyone around you. It's like an additional burden on your mind over just riding, especially if you're the leader, because especially if you're the leader or the guy in the last position, because if you're doing it right, you're trying to take account for everyone else in the group, because the whole idea of the group ride is to protect each other and try to make it, you know, together to the destination. Safely. I should say make it safely to the destination. Now, you know, sports bike groups, I guess, aren't exactly into that life, so it's kind of a different thing. So this is the Snake here. We'll turn onto it, US 421. This is a pretty cool little road too. I don't know if I like it as much as the back of the Dragon. The Snake is more open. It has actually some very tight turns. I would say it has that one turn is like the tightest turn I had seen. on any of the mountain passes by a little bit, at least. It was a very tight, very compact switchback. But beyond that, it's a lot of these more open style turns here, and it definitely feels like a higher speed road than, say, the tail of the Dragon or the back of the Dragon, in the tight parts of the back of the Dragon, at least. I'd say the back had everything. It had it was like maybe the Chill Hill Skyway in a sense. Like, it has some really open parts and then some not so open parts, but the back of the Dragon, I mean, has more not so open parts than open parts. That's for sure. So you can see it's just some nice twisties though. I mean, this is a great road. The pavement quality is really high, and the cambrian on the road is really nice. And that makes it, you know, an attraction, I think, above the back of the Dragon for people. Because they feel more confident in their riding when the level of pavement quality is higher, you know. So anyways, we're done with the fun stuff. Gotta love that. Already done. Time to slog through a bunch of fucking riding to get there. Oops, I cursed. I made it, I don't know, what, 21 minutes without cursing, and like, I screwed up. I messed up. So we stop at the Rite Aid, we regroup. Took a little while for that, and then we get some barbecue. Took a little while for that. That's what we're doing now. Let's get that barbecue. I don't remember the name of the place. I didn't like it. Oh, Farmer's Barbecue and Grill. It was pretty good. I'm just not the fan of the style of barbecue they had. It was a little sweet for me. Whereas I like more the savory, spicy style of barbecue. You know, savory is not the right word, but I like the more spicy style, or maybe even like a dry rub rib rather than like a brisket. But what are you gonna do? There's some guy walking along the road with no shirt and a backpack. It's pretty hot today. You can't blame him for that. So whatever road we turned onto, looks like that's how the riding was for a while. So we did that, came down to some roads like this. Always annoying. Feels like we're back in the city again, which we are. We're in like Johnson City, Tennessee, or some nonsense like that. Not fun. My route was just too long. It took us too long to get going. We left a little later than we had wanted to. The barbecue place took a little longer than we wanted to. And we stopped a couple times on the tail, and it just didn't make a whole lot of sense to go the route that I had originally planned. So I changed it up, and we ended up coming through Johnson City. Blah. So I saw a Walmart up here. My friend had thought there was a wreck, went around the wreck, and ended up getting ahead of us. Because, you know, sometimes when you pick the other lane, it happens. So we go to Walmart, get some supplies that we had missed. A couple people missed a couple things. You know, it happens. We figured, hey... Well, I figured, hey, while we're here, we're going to Walmart. Because one of the other people on the trip had asked me earlier to stop at Walmart if they'd seen it. So that's what I did. We continued on, you know, and I mean, it's getting late, but I knew with the way we had set the trip up from this point forward, that wasn't going to be too big of a deal. Now we're out, you know, moving on the highway again. We finished going through Johnson City at that point for another, 20 minutes probably. All in all, it took us maybe 40 minutes to get through that city just because of all the lights and the traffic, and you gotta go slow. And it's, you know, the size of it, it wasn't small. You know, it was a large number of lights and everything. And then the stop didn't help. This is just some beautiful road. This is 26 East. Yeah, 26 East. Don't know why they call it 26 East, because it goes south and west. Somehow that's east. So here we got more people getting bored on the highway. Just showing that off. And I mean, I kind of get it. My riding on the highway is boring and safe, but I don't know. I don't like going fast on the highway. It just seems risky to me. It's a little more risk than I'm willing to take. I'm not really like a, you know, ripping on the highway kind of person, especially in traffic and stuff, which there was plenty of on this day. Now, okay, at this point I could have gone pretty quick. There wasn't a whole lot of traffic, but still, I have bags on my bike. You know, you're only really supposed to go 80 with the bags on your bike, and I was going faster than 80 already. You know, I think I was doing at this point like GPS speed 90 miles an hour, like for sure. And it's like I'm going fast enough. I'm on a friggin' R1200 GS, man. It's not designed to cruise at 100 plus miles an hour. So that's what these guys take off. I will not say the speeds they said they achieved at this part of the trip, but they're definitely higher than any speed I went. I think I might have gone 101 miles an hour, maybe. Yeah, GPS speed. I may have gone 100. I don't even know if I did 100 on this trip, not gonna lie. I'd have to look more closely at my footage, but I mean, the 100's like going in the fourth. You gotta get like in the fourth gear, high RPMs. But look at this view, man. This is the thing I don't get. This is like one of the best views in the trip. And instead of taking the view in and chilling, like you're going as fast as you go on the whole trip too. The two best parts get intermingled, and that's kind of a shame, I guess. One of the downsides and the upsides of that road. So now we get up into one of these interchanges. This is always fun, especially after you've been going real fast.
Yep.
Coming to a complete stop on the interstate.
West 240.
Oh, it's never a great feeling. But we're trying to merge to the right, and like, I don't know. I'm not trying to have anyone get hit. If I was by myself, I probably would have gone left and then swooped in at the last second. But I didn't really. I mean, I didn't really know the road, and again, I didn't want anyone to miss the exit or get into an accident trying to be aggressive. Like forced to be aggressive to keep up, that kind of thing. So here we go. Another car was faster than me. Let's see what happens. Oh, yep. Getting chased. Getting chased. Do we have more? Is there more? I thought there was more. Huh. Oh yeah, they just took a little while. And then you can see me just being like, nah, not gonna do that. But still, I kind of like move over and then see, that puts me in this situation because I do it all late. I'm like passing the truck. And then we just had a little Superman action. Hope you know who that is. Anyone watching this should know who's doing that. Then we got out of gas. I'm a little upset. I mean, I should have gone further, to be honest. But, you know, it happens. When you're out of gas, you're out of gas. You got to basically had a lot of fun, you know. Reduces your range by a couple miles. So I was worried. He was gesturing like 50, 50 to me, and my brain didn't put it together what that meant. So I just stopped right away rather than continuing on for a little while. there was a cop there at the gas station, and they were kind of paranoid because they were going fast, and the cop had something to do with it. You know, us. But no, everything was fine. I kind of thought it was funny because it was like a county cop. And, I mean, if he was there, he didn't have any jurisdiction to really do anything because we were in a different county, I'm pretty sure. And we weren't, no one was exactly doing anything crazy, as far as I'm aware. Now this is me screwing up. At the last second I merged from the left lane to the center lane. Whoops. And then here I make the same kind of mistake. See, this lane like immediately ends, and I didn't really realize that until the last second. Then I'm like, oh crap, we gotta get over. And like, look at that. The lane's like right there, and I kind of screwed the people in the back over, being a bad leader. What are you gonna do? We're in the back. We're in the we're in the Great Smoky Mountains Expressway. I don't know what I'm saying there. Zoned out for a second. Hey, I've been narrating for 31 minutes straight. What can I say? Smoky Mountains Expressway is always just beautiful, like just seeing the mountains in the background and like going around these nice gentle curves. Looking at the police, pulling some people over. You know, good stuff. And you can see sort of why they call it the Smoky Mountains. It already looks like it's smoking over there on the left. I don't know if you saw that or missed it. So now we continue on, and you can see the rain. Maybe you can. You know what? I'll say it. Maybe you can. Maybe you can't. Maybe YouTube is compressing this so bad that like you can't see the rain. I don't know. It's tough to say anymore. It stinks that I'd have to shoot in 4K to make the video quality decent, but it's almost like that's how it works on YouTube. It's so annoying because a 4K YouTube video looks way worse than like the 1080p shot directly out of my GoPro. And I'm bringing it up at this point because like the reflection of the water and like the colors and everything looks really good right now when I'm editing it. And I guarantee you when I watch this on my TV or anything like that, I'm just going to be so upset by how bad it looks. So everyone gets their rain gear on. We actually had some self-service here, so we checked the radar. It wasn't looking good.
Oh yeah.
So everyone but me, because I don't have rain gear, everyone but me puts their rain gear on. We continue down the road. We're on the Smoky Mountains Expressway. We're actually pretty close, maybe an hour and a half away from our destination, from where we were at that stop. Maybe even a little less than an hour and a half, to be honest. But it's just so beautiful. Especially with the clouds and stuff rolling on through. This was just like awe-inspiring. I'm not gonna say it was epic because come on, we're driving on a dang road. It's not that difficult. Or challenging, you know. It's just what it is. So here you can see the rain starts coming on pretty good. For the first time, at least today. And then as quickly as it starts like that, it stopped, and we just continue on, and everything's good. Of course, everyone had their rain gear on, and I'm just soldiering through because it's hot, and it's not that big of a deal when it's hot. Now, when it's colder, when it's like 70 degrees or less, I'd say if it's like less than 80 degrees and you're wet, it's not a good thing. Even 80 degrees or higher is bad now. If it's like 95 and you're wet, yeah, you don't need to worry about it very much. But if it's like, yeah, if it's colder than your body temperature and you're wet and you're moving through the air, you have all that air pressure building up against you. That's, you know, causing the air and the water to really combine and mingle and removing the heat from your body if it's, you know, below your body's temperature. So, yeah, just a little info for people who don't know. 70 degrees wet is, you can get hypothermia. Like, it's not unheard of for that to happen when you're riding a motorcycle for like a long distance. So this now is the Moonshiner 28 is what they call it. I don't really know why. At least at this point, this is a road that's just like really long. It's got a lot of wide open, you know, sections like this, 2 lanes, easy riding. It was pretty beautiful, to say the least. I mean, you got the water and you got the mountains. You know, there's not a whole lot out here that's man-made. It's just really nice. So we continue on. And now the road starts to become more technical slowly as it goes from 2 lanes down to 1. See us like in between the cliffs and like kind of up in the mountains now as we kind of slowly climb up and over the hills around here. And you can see the rain has gotten worse. Like the road is, you know, pretty wet. Like look at the spray coming off that car. I'm not too worried about myself at this point. I'd say the biggest issue I had was that I had my, you know, I didn't have a pin lock like an idiot. I should have brought a pin lock, so my visibility was compromised pretty good by the fog. That's something I got to remember for next time. That this helmet isn't great. I need to get a new pin lock for it and a new visor. Or maybe even replace it wholesale with something better. I don't know yet. So now we're on 28 some more. We're actually getting pretty close to the hotel. We just got a few more miles. And it was darker than it looks. I could swear at this point. And this is where the dam is. You go up here and you turn right to get to the Fontana Dam. And then you go left over here to get to the resort and to go to the tail of the dragon, which we're quite close to at this point. Just waiting for everyone to catch up because even at the slow pace I was going, people were hesitant to perhaps go exactly as fast as I was going, which I appreciate. I mean, it was very wet. Like, look at this. Trying to counterweight and keep the grip levels at a nice constant medium, not do anything sudden or unexpected, you know, to the bike, and just keep it nice and balanced. That's the key to riding in the rain. You know, you want to really minimize your lean, and you want to do that primarily by reducing your speed and increasing the arc of your turns. You have to be careful as well about when you cross that center part of the road. When you cross that center part of the road, you want your bike to be mostly upright. If you can kind of see it if you go for a ride with the bike camera mounted on your bike and you look at the G-forces, you can see it. There's like a part of the turn where the G's spike At least for guys like me, if you're a perfect rider, the G's would go up and hold and then go down in this like really smooth way. But when you look at it for a less smooth guy like me, the G-forces kind of spike over. And when they spike over, when you get to that point, you don't want to be at that point when you're in the center line in the wet, because there could be significantly less grip, and if you are, say bye-bye to your bike, you're going down. You know, if there's something really slippery, you're just not going to be able to recover from it in the wet if you're leaned over that far, you know. So that's what you do, minimize your speed. Be careful about when you cross the center line, and you'll be okay. And now we're finally here. This is the Fontana Village. I'm almost like bummed out that it's over. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Not too much to say. I really thank you for listening, even if it's myself. And think about your riding.